Alright guys, Homer from BasementFigs, Elgin, Illinois, Zone 5B. This video is the step 3 on how to train your fig trees. Step 1, we simply started a single trunk. Step 2, we started to concentrate on pinching it and trimming the top to start building those scaffolds. And then step 3 is our Espalier design here. I think I'm the only one that's done this, guys. A freestanding Espalier tree. If you've seen it before, I apologize, but I thought this was a genius idea. So here we have my Ronde Bordeaux. Normally in a Espalier system or Espaliers you'll see on like wires against fences. Nothing really three-dimensional like this. And how I achieved it is with PVC. So this Ronde Bordeaux has 4 branches. Pretty cool, right? I think it looks awesome. I love the shape. This branch here is going to get cut off. I'm going to use it for cuttings. So I just let it grow out. But what we're going to do today, we're going to take the San Diego and transform it or get it ready to look like this. All right? So stick around. Enjoy the video, guys. All right, guys, before I get started here, what I'm going to do is actually clear out this cover crop so I can see the base. I don't know if you guys saw in my last video, we had a wicked thunderstorm come to our area here, knocked this tree over. Thank goodness it didn't break, but now it's leaning over. And that's why today we're gonna try to support it and get it back. All right, guys, now that I got the cover crop cut down, we have some side shoots, some figs on the lower part of this plant. What we're gonna go ahead and do is cut those off. We got my clippers. Okay guys, now that we got the cover crop cut down here, we're gonna go ahead and build our PVC Espalier freestanding system. What you're gonna need to do is I use 1/2 inch PVC. I think it's strong enough to support what we're trying to do here. You're gonna get 2 T's and a 4-piece connector. Okay. Your goal is to build something like this. Okay. So you're gonna have 1 branch come out that way, 1 branch out this way, 1 branch come out that way, or 1 branch come out this way. If you wanted to do a freestanding 2-branch system, you can go ahead and just build the 2 T's, right? 1 branch here and 1 branch here. What you're also gonna need is a PVC cutter. I got a scrap piece here. Take your 2 pieces. And you're gonna build one of these. I use a level flat area to make sure it's parallel. Once I set it, just take my mallet and I have the top piece for my Espalier system. Now that you got your top piece for your Espalier, what you want to do is get yourself some PVC. These are also 1/2 inch. And you want it to be as tall as your point where you are going to decide to branch it out, right? So my goal is to branch it out right around here, so it definitely is tall enough. Okay, here's a little trick, guys. What you're going to do is you're going to take your top piece, you're going to place it in your pot. Connector will go center to your plant. What we're trying to figure out is where are these vertical stakes going, right? And some of my systems where I didn't do this, I had like almost kind of like a pyramid shape going on, and then I figured this out, and you'll get a lot more support this way. So put your top piece down, find where it goes, and all I do is take a mallet, and all I'm trying to do is mark it. Go ahead and find the spot on the other side. Again, take your mallet. Now I got that distance figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and stake them. This is probably the hardest part of the process, guys. It's that easy. It's making sure these stakes are perfectly straight, right? And then all I do is I just drive it all the way down. I got my mark on the ground there. That's why I cut the cover crop, so I can kind of see my marks. Just make sure it's straight. All I did was drive these all the way down. I'm gonna take my topper piece. I'm gonna remove the bamboo. Now I go ahead and take my 1-inch garden tape, and now I'm trying to support the tree and center it between these two pillars. I just wrapped the trunk so I have a good support on it. And for the first tie here, guys, I don't tie it really tight. I'm just trying to hold it in place until I get my next one in. So I wrap the trunk. I'm pulling at the same time, twist. And tie. This trunk is really long, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of support it just on the top, just to hold it somewhat in place for me, and then we'll remove that tie later. So all I'm trying to do is focus on keeping this stem in the center of this pillar between these two stakes. Go back to my first tie, pull, and double knot. Always making sure that you're pulling the branch to the center. I'm just gonna go ahead and make my way up this tree here. What I try to do is alternate to get that pull on both sides. When I'm taping up the tree here, I'll notice this bend here, right? So the branch goes like this and wants to go this way. So what I want to do is I want to support below that bend right here, because I'm going to pull this top part closer to that other stake. So I'll show you. By the way, guys, it is freezing out here. I don't got garden boots on. I got running sneakers on. My feet are soaked. Okay, give that branch a good wrap. Again, I'm just gonna keep it loose tied right now. So I'm okay with that. Go ahead and double knot it. Go ahead and double knot this one. Now, what's happening with this tree, it goes up and it's trying to go back that way. So I want to support it to get this back straight. This tree is super lignified now, guys. I highly recommend doing what I didn't do and get to it faster. But life, right? Right, guys. So that's how we pretty much build the base system here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these off, make them look cleaner. All right. You can totally see the goal. We're getting there. Now the next step here is we're actually gonna go ahead and cut these PVCs at the height where we want the trellis to start bending, okay? So I'm just trying to pay attention to how much flex. We don't want to break the branches. Fig trees The leaves are really flexible, but only to a certain point. You can snap them, and I've done it. And I'll show you in a future video how to slowly train a branch if it's going away you don't want it to go, okay? It's a slow process, but we can fix it. You can see this, we have one branch here, one branch here, and one branch here, okay? So one thing we want to pay attention to a tree that's already developing its top scaffolds is where the directions of the branches are going to go. Go ahead and measure to make sure they're even, but I eyed it. We want to go ahead and cut it, okay? We're going to go ahead and eye this side. Okay, you remove your top piece, put it back. What we're gonna do is go ahead and start supporting this center neck. This is probably where I put the most ties here, because we're stressing this point out a lot. We're moving a lot of these branches, so I definitely want to make sure I have this area really secure before I start flexing my branches. Oh, here's a great catch. Great catch. I almost messed up here. I'm gonna actually pop this back out. This branch needs to go to the front. Put my top back on. Go ahead and start supporting that neck. Making sure that neck is centered. Here's a close-up. Just trying to get that neck supported. Sometimes, guys, you have leaves that get in the way, and you just need to cut them. Just trying to plan all this out. What I'm going to do is actually cut some PVC for my horizontal support system. I like to do 25 inches. I think it gives it a nice good shape. This tree is a lot taller than I want it to be, but what's going to happen over the years is as we air prune it, it will get lower. So I'm not really too concerned about the height right now. That's something we can adjust later. But what we're going to do is go ahead. This one is 25. Got an extra piece. And you got your support, your horizontal supports. The reason I wanted to do that now is because I want to tie this branch. It's really lignified. I don't want to snap it, so what I do here is I do a support tie, and all I'm doing is tying that to the stake. All I did was tie that to the stake, and then now I want to go ahead and tie it to this vertical as well. I think this is a really important tie here, guys. It's gonna help make sure that branch doesn't snap on us. So we have it tied here and tied here now. So now we can slowly start to flex this to that, okay? Okay, so I got this front branch we're gonna attack. What I'm gonna do is actually support this front branch to this main trunk here. Okay, so I got this front branch here, guys. So what I'm going to do is support it to the front PVC support. Again, see how this branch is kind of going down like this? Figs, again, are flexible. but we can snap this, and we don't want to do that. So let me give you a better angle. Okay, I'm going to wrap it and start to give it a little bit of a pull. All right, guys, you can kind of start to see the form taking shape here. Here's another key tie, guys. We got this right side branch needing to be tied to our right side stake, okay? You can see where I supported it to the stake here, and our next goal is to support it to the horizontal stake. Like, I don't want to scare you guys, but take your time when you're doing this. There's no going back once a branch breaks. And it's happened to me. The tricky part, guys, we're going to try to slowly bend this down. Don't rush it. Like, if I only get to this point right here today, when I come back here next weekend, it'll be easier to bring it down. Okay, got that supported. All right, guys, I actually have my 1/2 inch. You've seen me do this before. Double ply it. So I got it wrapped. I'm just trying to support this branch. And here's a cool trick too. You can use the leaves to help you keep the branches in place. As you can see, once I tie this front down, I have a little bit more flex here. This tree has more flexibility than I thought, so I'm going to actually start to flex this closer to my trellis system here. Okay, we're going to remove this one here. All right, guys, you can see how we tied this one branch down, and then we're just going to repeat the process over here. So this part here I'm really comfortable with. We'll just go ahead and tie that like so. So we pretty much repeated the process over here. This branch head was a little bit more flexible, but what I want to do here is as you start to train these trees, they want to naturally go to the sunlight, right, and go up. But what we want to do is we want to keep it growing on this horizontal support. So what you want to do is just take a tie and just start training it. And this one I just kind of do a light tie, because this is going to constantly move. As the branch grows longer and longer, I'm going to keep moving this, if that makes sense. So this bottom branch here, that's going to be this stake, this horizontal scaffold, it's coming out like so, right? What I want to do is I want to have it grow closer to the trunk and then come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tie this to this main branch here. Okay, we're almost done. Guys, the tree's looking great. Let me give you a closer look at how I kind of tied and wrapped everything up here. We got our branch really supported. We have this front branch. It's tied up to the main branch, and then it bends, and then we got a tie there. And then on our scaffold to the right, so this is the center trunk, goes up. We supported it over here, supported it up here, and then started the bend. Okay. On this side, same thing. We have the Y branch come up this way. We tied it up to this support on this one, and then we started to straighten out that branch. All right, guys, it's Homer from BasementFigs, Elgin, Illinois, Zone 5B. I'm really ecstatic to finally get to share this Espalier system with you guys. I really believe whatever we do in life, we want to leave our mark. I've never seen anyone do a freestanding Espalier using PVC, so I'm really happy to share it with you guys. I hope you learned. I hope you guys give it a try. You can kind of see how awesome the tree starts to look. Yeah, guys. Again, Homer, BasementFigs, love you. Appreciate it. I hope you learned something. Please hit that like, comment if you have any, and definitely share this video, guys, because I think this one is a real top-notch one. All right, guys. Peace.